Last thing is the difference between a leader and a boss, right? A boss tells you what to do, right? It tells a leader leads by example. So if I say, yo, you should do this, I'm doing it too. When I tell y'all watch your mouths in school, the guys who go to school with me, how many times they heard me curse at my job? But my main example of telling you guys to control your language so if I tell you to do it, I have to do it. A boss says, do as I say, not as I do. A leader says, do as I say, because I'm doing the same thing I'm telling you to do, right? There's nothing hypocritical. So me personally, if I tell you to do something, I'm doing it myself. And then when you lead like a boss on a team, it doesn't work, right? Because you cannot hold anybody accountable when you are not holding yourself to the same thing. And so today, I end it like this. So today, hold yourselves accountable across the board. To me, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It matters how you play the game. I know it sounds cheesy. It matters if, under those moments of adversity, how you guys treat each other, how you communicate. It matters when Coach Kenny called the timeout and how locked in you are on for that 30 seconds, because that 30 seconds could change the game. And when you lead like a boss on a team, it doesn't work. Right? Because you cannot hold anybody accountable when you are not holding yourself to the same thing. And so today, I end it like this. So today, hold yourselves accountable across the board. To me, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It matters how you play the game. I know it sounds cheesy. It matters if, under those moments of adversity, how you guys treat each other, how you communicate. It matters when Coach Kenny called the timeout and how locked in you are on for that 30 seconds, because that 30 seconds could change the game. Right? This is what's important to me. So this is bigger than basketball, right? You guys are playing in this tournament because Coach Kenny sees something special in you, right? And because he has a relationship with you. So there's three things that we want to focus on in regards to this year. And it's hyper-focus, it's being able to communicate through adversity, and emotional intelligence. These three things are important in basketball. I teach my players these things. But more importantly, they're important in life. And so when I say hyper-focus, that's just being able to lock in on a specific, detailed information so that you could be able to retain it and then give it to your mans, right? Most importantly, understand it for yourself, but then also then put your mans on, right? But most importantly is that, I need y'all to be able to pass the class, because if y'all want to play ball at the next level, y'all got to be able to pass the clearinghouse. You gotta be able to get your SATs up so that you get that scholarship. Because it don't matter how nice you are, unless you're playing at the D1 level, and I'm not saying none of y'all can't do that. I'm just saying that the difference between D1 and D2 and D3 is that D1 can say, you know what, we'll make a way to get you in here. At the D2 level, it's like, listen, if you don't got the grades, we can't do it. And even some coaches maybe have a little bit more pull than others. But my specific situation at Malloy College, I know my coach is by the book. If you don't got he can't help you. It don't matter how good you are. And so I just want you guys to be able to know that this year, some of you guys are rising seniors or rising juniors, especially my rising juniors, going into school this year. This is your most important year academically. This is the year that all colleges look at. And so if you go into a school that basketball is not a priority, then your coach can't just say, you know what, they're good, I'm gonna get them in. Because the AD is gonna be like, I don't care about basketball, or I don't care about how nice this person is. If they don't got the grades, we're not doing it. And so when you go into this school year, I want you to focus on being able to lock it out. Because most of your teachers are gonna bug out because they're not from where you're from. And so they don't understand the things you have to go through to survive. And so, for instance, if you go in class and you late, and your teacher starts barking at you for being late, mind you, before you got to school, you dropped your brother off. You made breakfast for your bedridden mom or your father who can't move around, and then you had to take a train. The train got delayed. That teacher's not gonna understand that, right? And so the teacher said to you, "Why are you late?" You just can't bug out. Like, yo, Because now you get in trouble for being resilient. Because now the teacher's like, oh, well, I got to call the principal because you bugging out and you late. So now you in the office for now being late and being disrespectful or for doing the right thing before you even got in the building. Y'all feel me? And so what I'm saying is that I want you guys to know that hyper-focus is just being able to lock in for specific information that's important so that you can not only use it, but share it with your peers. And then emotional intelligence is being able to know when I walk in that classroom and my teacher's bugging, like, yo, why you late? Not bugging out on that teacher, being able to be like, all right, let me just let this teacher be the only square. Let me listen to it and not black out. Because even though I'm right for blacking out, if I black out, who's gonna get in trouble? School, it's like, yo, damn, I know this is wild boring. So then you start talking, it's not paying attention. Now this teacher's like, yo, oh, this person don't know what they're doing, or they disrupted my class, they're a problem. When you're not a problem, right? And so it's the same thing that on the court that you gotta apply into the classroom, because at the end of the day, we student athletes, right?
Yeah.
So how much, who here loves school? Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Yo, that's valid. Yo, listen, what's your favorite subject? Math. Well, listen, that's history. Math. Everybody math history. Yeah. All right. So my thing is that, yo, first of all, you got good people around you guys, and so you guys 3-0. So it's kind of been easy for you guys here, but that's more so because you guys play together all the time and you play the right way. But when adversity hits, you got to be able to communicate at a high level, right? Being hyper-focused, right? When I say hyper-focused, what comes to mind? What do you think that means?
Strongly pay attention to the topic.
Exactly, right? And so for you guys who like school, I'm not saying that when you go into class, if you got a new topic, you probably don't need to lock in for 30 minutes, but you need to lock in for what? That first like 2 to 3 minutes when they're going over what you need to know to be able to do it, right? But more importantly, you need to listen so that you can then put your man on, right? To listen to the information so that you can understand it, but then you can empower your peers, right? So when your man's like, yo, I'm stuck, you could be like, all right, I got you after class. Rather than being like, yo, damn, I'm stuck too, right? Then we're going 2 peas in a pod stuck. So be a boss, but like, be a leader, right? Lead by example. So when you guys are in school this season, and you got young men that look just like you who are struggling, I expect you guys to be able to chop with them. And if they don't want to hear it, then that's out of your control. But if in fact you don't try to help them, then y'all partly to blame, right? You can't automatically say that, yo, the system is this, the system is that. If you do nothing to combat the things that are, you know what I'm saying, that are making issues in your lives, or people that you know lives. So I know you're good in school, but I know you guys have friends that are not as high functioning as you in school, right? And so like, how do you empower them? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's tutoring, I don't know if but it's really just you guys are being able to be like, yo, listen, you bugging right now, you need to relax. You are tight, you know what I'm saying? Understand that, you about to do something that could probably change the rest of your life. Listen, is it really worth, this moment, is it really worth you putting it all up because somebody says something to you disrespectfully, or somebody stepped on your sneaker and messed up your A1s and didn't apologize? Is it worth you taking it to the max and then having to face whatever repercussions that happen? Because at the end of the day, as young black men, you getting put in that system, there's no love for you. Emotional intelligence, to be able to communicate under adversity, and to be able to have bouts of hyperfocus so that you can retain important information for yourself, but more importantly, so you can pass that information to those that you care about, right? That's it, fellas. I appreciate y'all. Good work. Good game today. Keep playing how y'all playing.
Without further ado, this player had a tremendous year, tremendous season in the MVP. Arguably had one of the best game-winning shots this year. So give yourselves a round of applause. He averaged 19.6 in this tournament. He played for the reigning, defending South Bronx champion of the world, Devontae Smith. Come up here, you all.
Mr. Buggy,
Let's
shit is very fun.
Yeah, like this is jumping.